A 12-year-old just arrested for murder is marched shirtless and in cuffs to a waiting car. Then a second suspect gets the same treatment, only he has a shirt on. He's 17. Despite the suspects' ages, the two perp walks were videotaped by the sheriff's department and posted on Facebook.
We do not hold our juveniles accountable. We minimize their actions.
The pair were charged with the slaying of 3 teens at Ocala National Forest that spread fear outside Orlando that a serial killer was on the loose. Police are also searching for a third suspect, aged 16. One victim, 16-year-old Layla Silvernail, was found shot on the side of the road. The next day, a 17-year-old boy was also found dead half a mile away. Police have not released his name. Then on April 1st, the third victim, 16-year-old Camille Quarles, was found dead in the trunk of a submerged car in a pond at the national park. It turns out cops say all 6 young people, victims and suspects, knew each other and were in the car together when the murders took place.
At some point, these 3 individuals turned on our 3 victims and murdered them.
Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods announced the arrest today at a press conference that's causing a lot of controversy.
Each and every one of them, in some shape or form, is associated with a gang.
I think it's important that I show you guys that just for the fact that we're dealing with a major problem. The problem that we're dealing with is we're dealing with kids, young kids out here doing heinous things, committing heinous crimes. And this is not unique to this story, to this article that I showed you. This isn't a one-off situation. This isn't a situation where it's so unique that it even sticks out. I bet you most of you guys didn't even know about this case. This case just happened very recently with the kids. This is something that we see every single day, especially if you are black or live in a black and brown neighborhood. We see it so much that when we see it, I bet when you was watching that clip that not one time did your heart drop. Not one time did you think, oh my gosh, this was something that you've been so desensitized to that it almost probably didn't even move you. Let's think about the issue with this, where you as a viewer or you as a regular citizen sees this type of information, sees this type of content, and it doesn't even move you. Let's think about that problem. The problem is it's the culture that we're dealing with today. When you turn on hip-hop radio stations across the entire country, across America, you're going to hear a similar pattern. What that pattern is, you're going to hear music that has a demonic undertone to it. You're going to hear music that promotes violence. You're going to hear music that promotes drug use. You're going to hear music that comes from a low vibrational place.
I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today, I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit, and mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to fucking sit right there. So, I mean, if she telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious, and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And another thing that's heart-wrenching is horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Ski Yee. Your daughters, your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound?
We got little girls in ballet class, not listening to their teacher and asking to listen to Sexy Red and Silky Yana. And when the mom is notified, she want to get disrespectful with the teacher for having the audacity to tell her kid what to do. Now, this quick video that I showed you is an overarching theme to it that we deal with across the entire freaking community. There is no structure, and the parents are failing the kids before the kids even get a chance. And then you got kids getting up to even 12 years old, like I showed you in the article in the beginning of the video, because they never had no structure prior to. They end up getting out here and killing people, stealing from stores before they even 18 years old. And it's not just the parents' fault. It's the entire culture's fault. It takes a village to raise a kid. We all play a part in this, even if we are not those kids, even if we are not doing it ourselves. We're not out here committing crimes actively. We're not out here attacking people and doing things of that nature. We still play a part in it because all of us have family members. I can almost guarantee we're dealing with such a big problem that all of us have family members that we are either close to or we're not close to, that move like this, that do the things that these kids are doing. Maybe not out killing people, but they're on their way. We all have a family member that we got news that, hey, such and such killed such and such. We wouldn't even be surprised because, oh yeah, I could see little man doing that. So we all play a part in this, and a lot of us have gotten so fed up with this type of behavior that we just let it happen. We don't even admonish it no more. And it doesn't even have to be a family. It could be a friend, but we don't even admonish it no more. We wait till the worst situation possible where we no longer have any control over the situation. We let it get that far before anybody wants to correct that behavior. See, there's a thought process that we've adopted as our own as black people. This was passed down to us from slavery. This is something that we deal with today. We see it in the music. We see it on the news. We see it on social media, where back during slavery, black people were deserved to be the victims, and we were also the ones committing the violence. So what does that mean? Let me elaborate a little bit more. As black people, when we became victims of crime, a lot of the times back then it was never reported as a crime because we're black. So if we end up becoming a victim, usually it's probably we deserve to be a victim. And then we were also, on the other hand, looked at as the one that were more likely to do violent crimes. So whenever a black person was found to have committed a violent crime, they were usually punished harsher because they were expected to do it. White people were anticipating black people to commit violent crimes. But we weren't really like that though. Fast forward to today, we've adopted that as our own perspective. When we hear about black people being victims of violent crime, we don't ever, unless it's from a white person, we don't ever scream about it. We don't yell about it. Or unless it's a family member, we don't got nothing to ever say about it. We just turn a blind eye. And then if you find out either somebody that you know or something that happened in your area on the news, you find out a black person was the one who is being violent and has committed a violent crime, nobody still got nothing to say for it. People don't look at their parents crazy. People don't look at their friends crazy. People just write it off as, oh, I kind of expected it. And we've taken that idea, and that idea alone has deteriorated our culture so far. But I need to start speaking about this stuff because I noticed that somebody got to speak out on it. I'm going to still continue to talk about these issues because at the end of the day, we are taking the gun and putting it to our own head. We're the ones pulling the trigger. We can't blame nobody else. We got all the same opportunities as anybody else, but we're doing the worst. We're doing the worst. We're getting the worst scores. We got access to all the same information. Even if maybe we did grow up in a less privileged situation than most other people in this country. When we become an adult, we have a choice at that point. We have a choice to make different decisions that will ultimately lead us in a better direction. You might have to work a little bit harder. You might have to grind a little bit harder. You might not find yourself in certain opportunities as easily as other people, but the opportunities are still there. And for the person that is most well prepared for the opportunity and gets the best results, they usually get the reward. So I wanted to show you guys that news article in the beginning of this video just to kind of set the tone that we got an issue as black folks. And we need to continue to have these conversations. We need to continue to call these people out. We need to continue, if we have somebody in our life, we need to admonish them and let them know that their behavior is not cool. That even if they playing, their behavior is not cool. Stop playing like that, because that can be a seed to lead into something else. If you see them running with the wrong crowd, you need to snatch their little behind up. I don't care if they crying, fussing, hollering, whatever the case may be. You need to snatch their little behind up. If you see them on YouTube watching certain videos, you need to take their electronics. We need to be more proactive and not reactive in a lot of these different things that we see in our community. And maybe we might be able to put a dent. We can't expect a politician to do it for us. We can't expect the police to do it for us, obviously. We need to do it ourselves. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear you guys' feedback. If you enjoy this type of content, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. When you do that, click that subscribe button as well. It helps me know that you guys enjoy this content. And look out for the next video. It's your boy RJ. Deuces YouTube.